Hey guys, so today I have the new Oura Ring 5. Of course, you knew I was going to buy this thing, and I did buy it. It was not provided to me. Just quick disclaimer on that. So this is not a sponsored video by Oura. I try never to do that when possible. But I'm going to do an unboxing and a very poorly rehearsed video here explaining how it compares to the Oura Ring 4, which of course I currently wear and I've been wearing for quite some time now. I've also got the old charging case here as well. We're going to talk about the new one and what's different about that. And we're going to kind of measure everything and see how it looks. So let's get started here. The biggest thing, let me just kind of introduce this. This is not a totally new category of ring. It's really more or less a miniaturized version of the Ring 4. It does have some things that are better, supposedly, and a few things that are actually not as good. But they're mostly things that are not very important to the average person. For instance, just to give you an example, it tracks the same core signals as Ring 4, and it has most of the flashy new app features and all that stuff coming, but that's also coming to the older versions of the Ring, so you really shouldn't decide based on that. In fact, you could make an argument that the signal pathways are in some respects better. On the 4, it actually has more signal pathways than the 5. I think it has one more photoreceptor than the 5 does. It has 3 versus 2. But they say that there's stronger pathways now on the 5, so there are some advances there. They reworked the optical sensor layout, slightly better claimed battery life as a result of this, stronger scratch-resistant finishes, so they're all PVD now, versus the DLC, I think it was called, that was the coating on the Stealth, which is an interesting thing, by the way, because I did a video a little while back about how the Stealth Ring scratches everything, including phone screens, and that's a big problem. That may not be an issue with the new Stealth finish. I can't verify, I can't confirm or deny that because I don't have a Stealth here. I've only got a brushed silver. But we'll talk about that a little bit more in a bit here when we get into comparisons of the sizes and things of that nature. They also say it's got better claimed accuracy for things like HRV and workout heart rate. The biggest differences on all this are that they fit into a much smaller ring. So take a look at this. Here's the Ring 4 and here's the Ring 5. And it is indeed a lot smaller. They're saying 40% smaller. I could believe it by looking at this. If you can see, even just the thickness of it is substantially reduced. And it looks a lot more like an actual conventional wedding band, which is pretty cool. And you can also see, maybe you can see, the differences in the sensors. So the sensors here are basically flat or very close to it. There's a little bit of a indentation here in a couple spots. These do actually raise back up, kind of like the Oura Ring 3 did. So, you might say, well, is that going to bother me? Honestly, no, it doesn't bother you at all. You probably won't ever notice it. Comfort is probably going to be mostly improved because this thing is so much smaller. Oh my gosh, it feels so much smaller on the hand than the old one did. So I'll put these both on here. So here's my old one. This is my Oura Ring 4. It just looks more like a conventional ring. I think people will probably be less capable of identifying what it is based on the appearance of it. But I'm here for it, man. I really like it, the idea of a smaller ring. I'm not saying that the 4 was too big, but it definitely does feel like you have a ring on. A lot of the time you can tell when you're typing or something like that when you rest your hand on a palm rest of a computer. So I'm all about it being smaller. So anyway, let's take a look at these chargers here too. This is almost identical. These are both size 10 rings. By the way, they tell you to remeasure, but mine was exactly the same size for whatever that's worth to you. You might still want to remeasure just to be on the safe side, but still just as annoying to get it to go down on the charger. But you won't have to do it as often because they say it will last for 6 to 9 days now versus the previously claimed 5 to 8 days. I think 5 to 8 was pretty accurate, so I'm inclined to believe them about the 6 to 9 days thing. But we'll see if that actually holds up. A few other things I'll mention here before I get into software and stuff like that. Again, it's definitely lighter. Okay, and my postal scale does not appear to be functioning like it should today. I think it may be bad. So I'm just not going to weigh this. And you're going to have to take my word for the fact that it is definitely substantially lighter. I'll see if I can find another way to patch in the weight here accurately. But this not only feels bigger, it feels a lot, I would say not a lot, but notably heavier than the Oura Ring 5 does. I do really like the design of this thing. Again, it does look a lot sleeker. It's kind of like the combination of the 3 and the 4, just in a smaller miniature form factor. They say it is a fully titanium case, so that's nice. You still get this little, whatever this washer is here, which was a seal that came out for me on my Oura Ring 4 initially. Hopefully that doesn't happen on the 5, but I doubt it does. And we were talking about the different photo detectors. So again, 2 triple LEDs, red, green, infrared, temperature sensor, and accelerometer. The 4 had 3 photo detectors, 2 triple LEDs, temperature sensor and accelerometer. The new one has 2. So that's the difference. So it's 2 photo detectors versus 3. And you can actually see, well, I guess you can see them all. Regardless, that's what they say, and it probably is accurate. And we'll see how that goes. Oh, and the other thing I want to mention too, before we get into anything further, is there is less onboard storage, which means that you can't go untethered from your phone for a week now, like you could with the Oura Ring 4. Now it is actually 3 days, which is probably plenty, honestly. I don't think anybody really cares about that. You probably won't be without your phone for that long, but in case you care about that, that is something different. All right, now I'm going to try to get this thing set up, and you can watch me go through the app. Okay, now we're plugged in. I'm going to put it on the charger here. Annoyingly, again, look at this is what I'm talking about. You only have to do it like once a week. It's fine. So here we are in the app. This is my old Oura Ring 4. And I'm going to try to add my new ring. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this, because I have no idea how to do it. It's probably under, oh wait, my devices. I saw it right there. See, I told you I have not rehearsed for this, but that's because that's what you want to see, right? You want to see me not rehearse. After all, it tells you how easy this actually is. So the little charger pulsates blue. I can't show you that right now, but pretty nifty. There we go. Now I'm going to, I assume, put it on my finger. I'm doing that now. You have to trust me on this. Okay, that was pretty easy. I'm going to wave my hand. That's clearly working. And just like that, I have a new ring. And you can see up here at the top, it even shows the new stuff. Brushed silver, comes with a 63% charge. That's pretty nice. The charging case, I have not yet connected. We'll do that later. I'll add that later. See, it says it up at the top. It's pretty cool. You can hit that up there to get to it. This is the app. Most of you guys probably are familiar with this. If you're not, I'll give you a very quick demo of what's in here, and you can skip through this if you already know. But I'm going to say background sync is fine. That probably will kill my battery life on my phone, but we'll find out. Okay, so you have these activity detections. This is all conventional stuff here that they've had for a while. This shows you your calorie burn for the day. Mine's kind of high because I've got my baseline set a little bit higher than the average person. Heart rate currently, this is my current heart rate. This shows you readiness score. This is my timeline, stuff that I did recently. This actually has my tonal exercises on it, which is pretty amazing. It all syncs through Health Connect on Android, which is a really nice feature. We've got some other features here like meals where you can take a picture of your meal and it estimates the calorie content and things of that nature. Some advertisements, even though I already own an Oura Ring 5. You can, by the way, give yourself 10% off the Oura Ring 5 if you have an Oura Ring 4. You just share the link with yourself. And you're allowed to do this. You can actually refer yourself. So that's what I did. And if you have an Amex Platinum card, in case you're not aware of this, that actually also gives you $200 off an Oura Ring, which is pretty amazing every year. So you can actually buy one and just get $200 back for any reason. And the last thing I'll mention that a lot of people don't know is that these are also HSA reimbursable. So you can use it. It's a health device that is accepted by the legislators as a valid HSA expense. So you can actually use that, be reimbursed for it like you would like a pair of contacts or glasses or something. Just pretty nifty. And I'm going to do that too. I haven't done it yet. Should be pretty easy to make the claim. My understanding is it's pretty straightforward. Down here at the bottom, you've got the today display, which is this. You've got your vitals, which is everything, just kind of like how things are going for you overall with these things. Sleep regularity. You can drill into any of these and get tons of detail. Your body clock, it shows you how well you're actually going to sleep on time, essentially for your chronotype, because everybody's a little different. Sleep score tells you how well you've done with that. This is the closest thing, is my understanding anyway, to a polysomnograph that exists right now that is not a polysomnograph. I think the next closest maybe is, or right up there with it, is the Whoop. But this is very accurate for sleep cycle measurement. And you can see my resting heart rate is like weird. It's super, super low for somebody who's 44 years old, which is crazy. My efficiency is pretty good. I've done pretty good on all this stuff. I try to stay, on top of my sleep, which is one of the reasons why I got an Oura Ring, of course. Sleep debt, that's how much, you actually need to pay back in terms of if you've been lacking sleep recently. Activity score, again, you saw all that stuff. Here's your stress measurement. This has to do with HRV and some other things. Cumulative stress over time. And then it even does like a cardiovascular age measurement, which of course is an estimate. It has something to do with how everything else works, like your activity levels, your HRV, your resting heart rate at sleep. Your cardio capacity is actually something you take a walking test to estimate. So it may not be completely accurate, but even if it's like 10, 20% off, it's still nice to have an idea. And then this is actually something where you can connect biosensors that actually will measure your blood glucose, which is something I've really thought about doing because that's a really great way to get on top of your actual nutritional health. I haven't done that yet. I'm thinking about doing it. You can do blood tests as well. It's pretty neat. And you obviously can log meals and things. It's all pretty self-explanatory. And then this is like your long-term health stuff. So it talks about sleep health, stress management, heart health, and then it kind of gives you like a drill down on each of these overall metrics here. And you could do way more than this. This is the blood test stuff, by the way, here. This health panels thing. I'm thinking about doing that too. Tells you your chronotype. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, if you haven't played with one of these things, it's probably the best set of biological metrics you can get. Any kind of biometrics that you're after, this thing's pretty much capable of measuring it as much as any wearable anyway. So, and you get your trends and you can go through and do, measurements on these things. There's tons of stuff. Look at this. It's crazy. And you can export all of it to CSV if you go to the Oura portal on the internet, which is really cool. I really like it a lot. There's even like an AI thing. I don't know how great this actually is, but you can ask, and I haven't really used this, honestly, how is my sleep looking compared with most people my age and demographic? Let's see what it says. It's probably going to tell me I can't compare you. It's private data, whatever. We'll see what it says. Actually, it's pretty good. So it's not a bad answer. I don't know if this compares to the average. Oh yeah, it does. So 6.5 to 7 hours. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it's not bad. It even gives you like a little graphic at the bottom. Overall, I really like the interface, and they've improved it a lot recently. Again, I'm going to take a second here to say this too. A lot of people don't like the fact that you have to pay a subscription fee. I think it's like $6.99 a month. I think that's what it is. I mean, guys, seriously, $6.99 a month. You're supporting a product that you want to improve over time, and you don't want them to constantly try to upsell you. One of the things I'll mention here, and I do want to say this, is the Oura Ring 4 gets pretty much everything the Oura Ring 5 does on these software updates. They're not making you upgrade to get this stuff. And one of the reasons why is because of the subscription cost. They're making money from you simply being in the ecosystem, which is a net positive for really you and them. So don't complain about it too much before you think about what it actually costs to run the company and to continue the research and development that goes into this. Obviously, they're profiting from it. I mean, that's the whole purpose of them being a business, right? But $6.99 a month is not that much money to know this much stuff about your overall health. I think it's really cool, and I don't have a problem with it at all. I'm just saying. All right, so let's have a look now at the Oura Ring 5 case. This is the 4, okay, and they look pretty much identical. And my understanding is there's not a lot of differences except for one thing, and that is that the case 5 is Qi 2 wireless charging compatible, which I think is a pretty cool upgrade. So in other words, you can just put it on a wireless charging pad instead of plugging it in through the USB-C port in the back. I mean, it's kind of cool. You don't necessarily need to do that. You can probably just plug it in like most people do, and you get 5 charges out of it, I think they say, which means that you're going to get, by that math, almost 5 weeks potentially of battery life. Pretty cool. But no major differences in terms of the actual appearance of these things. Bottom of it, obviously a different color, and you get some screws here. That's kind of cool. That's interesting. I wonder if the screws are hidden by the rubber sheath on this one. I don't know why you'd ever want to take it apart. There's also a button here. Look at that. There was not a button on the old one. Feels nice. Opens and closes pretty well. This one has a little more of a snap to it. Not that that matters. I think that's because of something to do with how they designed this lip here. Anyway, weight-wise, they feel almost identical. So there's not much added by the charging coil internally. I like it. I mostly got this because I would forget my ring on the charger. I would have it sitting on the charger and I would forget it's there. which is not super great because then you get like a whole day of lost metrics, and that kind of sucks. So I got this because I can stick it in my pocket, and at some point throughout the day, I'm going to reach my hand in my pocket and realize that it's in there if it's still charging. So pretty cool. I like it. I still have to pair this with the app. That's really easy to do. You saw the interface earlier, so you kind of have an idea of how that works. All right, so let's do a really quick demo of how you set this thing up. You just hit this, and then you open the case up, and that button that we saw is for this purpose. So you press it, and you hold it for 3 seconds to sync, and we're going to see how well this works here. Let's see. It should be finding it. And there we go. That's it. Now the charging case is paired as well. Well, just about. And we are officially done. So that's how simple it is. It's pretty easy. I'm going to come back in a little bit, probably a week or two later, and report back on battery life metrics and all that kind of stuff. But I will say I really like the design, which is the primary reason I upgraded, and the primary reason why pretty much anybody would upgrade. Should you upgrade? Well, they're pretty expensive. I mean, they start at $399 for silver or black, $499 for gold, deep rose, stealth, and brushed silver. This is brushed silver. The membership, I'm sorry, it's $599 a month, not $699. That's my mistake. Or you can do yearly, you can do $70 a year. So again, it's not very expensive. It's really not. I really do like the form factor. I think it is worth upgrading if you don't mind the extra cost. It obviously is not cheap. $500 for a ring is no joke. But if you have an Amex Platinum card or you have an HSA with some extra funds sitting around in it, this is not a bad thing to use it on because it really does feel comfortable in the hand. Battery life supposedly is better. We're going to find out about that. If the performance and the accuracy really is improved as well, even though it's an incremental thing, it is a quality of life thing. So, I mean, as wearables get even smaller, I think it's just going to make it that much easier for people to adopt this sort of thing and really get in tune with their own health metrics. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you liked it, and if you liked my very unprofessional lack of capability of researching in advance, then please subscribe, et cetera, and maybe I'll see you again in the next one.